And then find a comfortable, relaxed posture on the seat. You can review the 8 Vairochana posture. Just make sure that your back is straight and you're not leaning, and your eyes are cast at a 45-degree angle in front of you, half closed. And then just bring your attention to the in and out of your breath. And with each in-breath, just make sure your stomach expands. And with each out-breath, just completely let go of anything you may be holding on to, your thoughts, your feelings, and just completely relax your body and mind. And now from this quiet space, we will review our motivation, which has 3 parts. The first being visualizing our refuge field. So visualize in front of us on a beautiful lotus and moon cushion is Shakyamuni Buddha, one face, 2 hands, wearing the robes and looking at each one of us with great love and compassion. Just take a few minutes to feel his beautiful, wise presence and his compassionate gaze, like a mother would feel for her only child. And surrounding the Buddha are all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions. And in front of him is His Holiness the Dalai Lama, all the 17 Nalanda Pandits, all our teachers, including Geshe, looking at all of us with great happiness that we are here together this morning to do this practice. And then surrounding us is the bodhicitta field. So on our left-hand side is our mother and all female sentient beings. And on our right-hand side is our father and all male sentient beings. So we include each and every sentient being as far as I can see without leaving a single one. And then we remind ourselves of the purpose of this practice, that we are doing this practice in order to remove the dirt from the jewel that lies within us, the dirt of all the afflictive and the cognitive obscurations, so that the jewel of liberation and ultimate happiness may shine forth. And we may actualize it so that we may benefit each and every sentient being. And so keeping that in mind, let's recite the verses while mentally invoking their profound meanings and associated experiences. So please turn to page 3. Page 3. Enthused by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. Enthused by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. Enthused by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel all perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. Taking refuge and generating bodhicitta, first in English. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sangye chodan soge chognam la jangju bardu dani kyapsu chi dagi jinso gipe sonam ki drola pencher sangye drupar shug Sangye chodan soge chognam la jangju bardu dani kyapsu chi Dagi jinso gipe sonam ki drola pencher sange dropar shog Sange chodan soge chognam la jangju bardu dani kyapsu chi Dagi jinso gipe sognam ki drola pencher sange dropar shog. Independent origination, there is no ceasing, no arising, no annihilation, no permanence, no coming, no going, no separateness, and no sameness. I prostrate to the consummate Buddha, the supreme among all teachers, the one who taught this peace, which is freed of elaborations. I prostrate to the mothers of the hearers, the bodhisattvas and the Buddhas, which through the knowledge of all leads hearers seeking pacification to complete peace, which through the knowledge of paths causes those helping migrators to achieve the aims of the world, and through the possession of which helps subduers expound a variety of teachings. The one who has transformed into the reliable guide, motivated by altruism to benefit sentient beings, the teacher, Sugata, protector, to you I make prostrations. The one who has illuminated the web of conceptualizations and is endowed with the divine bodies of the vast and the profound, who eternally shines forth the forever noble light rays, to you, the Buddha, I make prostrations. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today in the Buddha's presence, I generate the mind of full awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. The essence of the dependent origination mantra. Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetum te shantata gato hevadat te shanchayo niroda evam vadi mahashramanaye swaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetun te shantata gato hevadat te shanchayo niroda evam vadi mahashramanaye swaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetum te shantata gato hevadat te shanchayo niroda evam vadi mahashramanaye swaha. Meaning of the Tendril Ningpo mantra. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation of the causes as well is taught by the great seer. Profound, peaceful, elaboration-free, clear light and non-composite. Such is the nectar-like dharma I have discovered. Finding no one to fathom this teaching, in silence I will retire into the woods. Beyond utterance, thought, and expression is the perfection of wisdom, which is unborn, unceased, and has the nature of space. It is the object of apprehension of self-realized wisdom. To you, the mother of the Buddhas of the three times, I pay obeisance. The four seals of Buddha's teachings. All composite things are impermanent. All contaminated things are of the nature of suffering. All phenomena are of the nature of emptiness and selflessness. Transcending sorrow is peace. The Guru is the Buddha, the Guru is the Dharma. Likewise, the Guru is the Sangha. The Guru is the source of everything wholesome. I go for refuge in the Guru. By the sound of the vibrant drum of Dharma, you liberate all beings of miseries. I beseech you to kindly remain and give teachings until the end of the expanse of billions of eons. The Buddha does not wash the negativities of beings, nor does he remove their miseries by his hands. His spiritual realizations are not transferred to them. It is by teaching the truth of suchness that beings are liberated. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered in misery's gloom. Instructions on parting from the four attachments. If you are attached to this life, you are not a spiritual practitioner. If you are attached to samsara, you have no renunciation. If you are attached to your own self-interest, you have no bodhicitta. If there is grasping, you do not have the view. So let's turn to page 1414. Praise to Shakyamuni Buddha. To the founder, the endowed transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond, the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugatha, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer from the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. When, O supreme amongst humans, you were born on this earth, you paced out 7 strides, then said, I am supreme in this world. To you who were wise then, I prostrate. With pure bodies, forms supremely pure, wisdom ocean like a golden mountain, fame that blazes in the 3 worlds, winner of the best, Lord, to you I prostrate. With the supreme signs, face like a spotless moon, color like gold, to you I prostrate. Dust-free like you, the 3 worlds are not. Incomparable wise one, to you I prostrate. The Savior having great compassion, the Founder having all understanding, the field of merit with qualities like a vast ocean, to you, the Tathagata, I prostrate. The purity that frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from the lower realm, the one path, the sublime pure reality, to the Dharma that pacifies, I prostrate. Those who are liberated and also show the path to liberation, the holy field qualified with realizations, who are devoted to the moral precepts, to you, the Sangha, I prostrate. Do not commit any non-virtuous actions. Perform only perfect virtuous actions. Subdue your mind thoroughly. This is the teaching of the Buddha. A star, a visual aberration, a flame of a lamp, an illusion, a drop of dew, or a bubble, a dream, a flash of lightning, a cloud. See conditioned things as such. Through these merits may sentient beings attain the rank of all-seeing, subdue the four falls, and be delivered from samsara's ocean, perturbed by the waves of aging, sickness, and death. So then we turn to the Heart Sutra on page 2929. The Perfection of Wisdom Sutra. I prostrate to the Arya triple gem. Thus did I hear at one time. The Buddha was dwelling on massive Vulture's mountain in Rajagriha, together with a great community of monks and a great community of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Buddha was absorbed in the concentration on the categories of phenomena called profound illumination. Also at that time, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara looked upon the very practice of the profound illumination of wisdom and beheld those five aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Then, through the power of the Buddha, the Venerable Shariputra said this to the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara: how should any child of the lineage who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom train? He said that, and the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara said this to the Venerable Sharadvatiputra: Shariputra, any son of the lineage or daughter of the lineage who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom should look upon it like this, correctly and repeatedly beholding those five aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Form is empty. Emptiness is form. Emptiness is not other than form. Form is also not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discrimination, compositional factors, and consciousnesses are empty. Shariputra, likewise, all phenomena are empty, without characteristic, unproduced, unseized, stainless, not without stain, not deficient, not fulfilled. Shariputra, therefore in emptiness there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no compositional factors, no consciousness, no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no visual form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no object of touch, and no phenomena. There is no I element, and so on, up to and including no mind element, and no mental consciousness element. There is no ignorance, no extinction of ignorance, and so on, up to and including no aging and death, and no extinction of aging and death. Similarly, there is no suffering, origination, cessation, and path. There is no exalted wisdom, no attainment, and also no non-attainment. Shariputra, therefore, because there is no attainment, the bodhisattvas rely on and dwell in the perfection of wisdom, the mind without obscuration and thus without fear. Having completely passed beyond error, they reach the end point of nirvana. All the Buddhas who dwell in the three times also manifestly, completely awaken to unsurpassable, perfect, complete enlightenment in reliance on the perfection of wisdom. Therefore, the mantra of the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the mantra equal to the unequaled, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering, should be known as truth, since it is not false. The mantra of the perfection of wisdom is declared: Tayata Om Gate Gate Para Gate Para Samgate Bodhi Swaha. Shariputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, should train in the profound perfection of wisdom like that. Then the Buddha arose from that concentration and commended the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, Arya Avalokiteshvara, saying, well said, son of the lineage. It is like that, it is like that. One should practice the profound perfection of wisdom just as you have indicated. Even the Tathagatas rejoice. The Buddha having thus spoken, the Venerable Sharadvatiputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara, those surrounding in their entirety, along with the world of gods, humans, asuras, and Gandharvas, were overjoyed and highly praised that spoken by the Buddha. This completes the Arya Bhagavati Prajnaparamita Hridaya Sutra. Tayata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Swaha Te Ata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Swaha Te Ata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Swaha Te Ata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Swaha Te Ata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Swaha Te Ata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Swaha Te Ata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhi Swaha. By the teachings of the three supreme jewels, possessing the power of truth, may inner and outer hindrances be transformed. May they be dispelled. May they be non-existent. May they be pacified. May all negative forces opposed to the Dharma be completely pacified. May the host of 80,000 obstacles be pacified. May we be separated from problems and conditions harmful to the Dharma. May all enjoyments be in accord with the Dharma. May auspiciousness and perfect happiness pervade this place now. Page 3535. 8 verses for training the mind by Geshe Langri Tangpa. With a determination to achieve the highest aim for the benefit of all sentient beings, which surpasses even the wish-fulfilling gem, may I hold them dear at all times. Whenever I interact with someone, may I view myself as the lowest amongst all, and from the very depths of my heart, respectfully hold others as superior. In all my deeds, may I probe into my mind, and as soon as mental and emotional afflictions arise, as they endanger myself and others, may I strongly confront them and avert them. When I see beings of unpleasant character and those oppressed by strong negativity and suffering, may I hold them dear, for they are rare to find, as if I have discovered a jewel treasure. When others, out of jealousy, treat me wrongly with abuse, slander, and scorn, may I take upon myself the defeat and offer to others the victory. When someone whom I have helped or in whom I have placed great hopes mistreats me in extremely hurtful ways, may I regard her still as my precious teacher. In brief, may I offer benefit and joy to all my mothers, both directly and indirectly. May I quietly take upon myself all the hurts and pains of my mothers. May all this remain undefiled by the stains of the 8 mundane concerns, and may I, recognizing all things as illusions, devoid of clinging, be released from bondage. Lama Tsongkhapa's Lamrim Dedication Prayer, verse 1. From my 2 collections, vast a space that I have amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose mind's wisdom eye is blinded by ignorance. The 7-limb practice, the excerpt from the King of Prayers, the extraordinary aspiration of the practice of Samantabhadra. I bow down to the youthful Arya Manjushri, you the Buddhas, the lions amongst humans, gone to freedom in the present, past, and future, in the worlds of 10 directions, to all of you with body, speech, and sincere mind, I bow down. With the energy of aspiration for the Bodhisattva way, with a sense of deep respect, and with as many bodies as atoms of the world, to all you Buddhas visualized as real, I bow down. On every particle are Buddhas numberless as particles, each amidst a host of Bodhisattvas, and I am confident the sphere of all phenomena is entirely filled with Buddhas in this way. With infinite oceans of praise for you, and oceans of sound from the aspects of my voice, I sing the breathtaking excellence of Buddhas and celebrate all of you Sugatas. Beautiful flowers and regal garlands, sweet music, scented oils and parasols, sparkling lights and sublime incense, I offer to you, victorious ones, the Buddhas. Fine dress and fragrant perfumes, sandalwood powder heaped high as Mount Meru, all wondrous offerings in spectacular array, I offer to you, victorious ones. With transcendent offerings peerless and vast, with profound admiration for all the Buddhas, with strength of conviction in the Bodhisattva way, I offer and bow down to all victorious ones. Every harmful action I have done with my body, speech, and mind, overwhelmed by attachment, anger, and ignorance, all these I openly lay bare before you. I lift up my heart and rejoice in all the merit of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in 10 directions, of solitary realizers, hearers still training, and those beyond, and of all ordinary beings. You who are the bright lights of the worlds in 10 directions, who have attained a Buddha's omniscience through the stages of awakening, all you who are my guides, please turn the supreme wheel of Dharma. With palms together, I earnestly request, you who may actualize parinirvana, please stay with us for eons, numberless as atoms of the world, for the happiness and well-being of all wanderers in samsara. Whatever slight merit I may have accumulated by making prostrations, offering and confessing, rejoicing and requesting that the Buddhas stay and teach, I now dedicate all this for the full awakening of all beings. The short mandala offering, first in Tibetan. Sashi ki chu sheng me to tram ri rob ling shi ni de gen pa di Sangye Jingdu Mikte Uwai Droken Madag Jingla Chuparshu. This ground, anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, the 4 continents, the sun and the moon, I imagine this as a Buddha field and offer it. May all sentient beings enjoy this pure land. The 4 dharmas of Venerable Gampopa. May I be blessed that my mind is directed towards the dharma. May I be blessed that my dharma practice is on the proper path. May I be blessed that the path is freed of flaws. And may I be blessed that the flaws are seen in the light of exalted wisdom. The 4 dharmas of Venerable Bhikshu Mahasattva. Becoming utterly frustrated with the ignorance that grasps at true existence, please bless me to generate genuine renunciation. seeing all aspects of samsara as viciously repulsive. Please bless me that my mind stream overflows with a precious bodhicitta that cherishes others more than myself. Please bless me to have an immaculate experience of the wisdom of emptiness that does not see even an atom of intrinsic reality on the basis of understanding how things come into being by dependent origination through mere conditioning. Please bless me that my mind stream overflows with the precious wisdom of the non-duality of bliss and emptiness. Edam Guru Ratna Mandalakam Niryataya Mi. The Foundation of All Good Qualities by Lama Tsongkhapa. The foundation of all good qualities is the kind and perfect pure Guru. Correct devotion to the Guru is the root of the path. By clearly seeing this and applying great effort, please bless me to rely upon the Guru with great respect. Understanding that the precious freedom of this rebirth is found only once, is greatly meaningful and is difficult to find again. Please bless me to generate the mind that unceasingly, day and night, takes its essence. This life is as impermanent as a water bubble. Remember how quickly it decays and death comes. After death, just like a shadow follows the body, the results of virtuous and non-virtuous karma follow. Finding firm and definite conviction in this, please bless me always to be careful, to abandon even the slightest negativity, and accomplish all virtuous deeds. Samsaric splendors are unsatisfying and unreliable. Seeking them is the door to all suffering. Recognizing these shortcomings, please bless me to generate a strong wish for the bliss of liberation. Led by this pure thought, mindfulness, alertness, and great caution arise. The root of the teachings is keeping the Pratimoksha vows. Please bless me to accomplish this essential practice. Just as I have fallen into the sea of samsara, so have all mother migratory beings. Please bless me to see this, train in supreme bodhicitta, and bear the responsibility of freeing migratory beings. Even if I develop bodhicitta, but I don't practice the three types of morality, I will not achieve enlightenment. With my clear recognition of this, please bless me to practice the bodhisattva vows with great energy. Once I have pacified distractions to wrong objects and correctly analyzed the meaning of reality, please bless me to generate quickly within my mind stream the unified path of calm abiding and special insight. Having become a pure vessel by training in the general path, please bless me to enter the holy gateway of the fortunate ones, the supreme Vajra vehicle. At that time, the basis of accomplishing the two attainments is keeping pure vows and samaya. As I have become firmly convinced of this, please bless me to protect these vows and pledges like my life. Then, having realized the importance of the two stages, the essence of Vajrayana, by practicing with great energy, never giving up the 4 sessions, please bless me to realize the teachings of the Holy Guru. Like that, may the Gurus who show the noble path and the spiritual friends who practice it have long lives. Please bless me to pacify completely all outer and inner hindrances. In all my lives, never separated from perfect Gurus, may I enjoy the magnificent Dharma. By completing the qualities of the stages and paths, may I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara. So we'll recite the meaning of the Miksama verse and then the Miksama verse itself. You are Avalokiteshvara, great treasure of non-referential compassion, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, as well as Vajrapani, destroyer of hordes of demons without exception, Tsongkhapa, crown jewel of the sages of the land of snows, Losangdrapa, at your feet I make prostrations. Mig me zewe ter chen chen re zig drig me can we Wampo Jampelion Ganchen Kepe Zugen So Kapa Lozang Drape Zabla Zolvade Mig Mizewe Der Chen Rezig Dre Me Kenpe Wampo Jampelion Ganchen Kepe Zugen So Kapa Lozandrape Zabla Zoade Mig Mizewe Der Chen Rezig Dreame Kenpe Wampo Jampelion Ganchen Kepe Zugen Song Kapa Lozandrape Zabla Zolwade.
Thank you, Venerable Bidula. Okay, now the generating the mind of consummate yoga in Tibetan Tamche Nenshorgi Semkyepa. For this, the Shamatha practice, renunciation, bodhicitta, wisdom, emptiness, and then taking the aspiration bodhisattva vow. So because that, so since that you, each one of you came here early morning, which means that you have the aspiration to practice something in your life. So what actually the thing is that I did mention this earlier. So why we are doing this morning session is earlier every retreat we include this morning session. Then at one point, I think it was about like 2 years ago that for these retreats, then the morning session, which just do once in a while. Otherwise, I skip this for the reason that all the offline, the retreat teachings are happening, plus online teachings are happening, and then my own personal practice and the individual meetings with the people, I cannot take it anymore. It's already, I'm not 30 years old, or already hitting 50, and I could feel that the body tiredness is happening. And even those when I was in my 30s, I did not have this much of the volume of the task. Online, offline, both happening. It was not happening. So and then I think very recently when I was in the Trishita Center, that was, we made it more like once in a while in the morning, not every day. And then Trishita Center, again, I noticed that people who came there, they are extremely, although many of them knew, but they are really enthusiastic, very serious, I would say. Enthusiastic plus, too enthusiastic is not good. Enthusiastic plus serious. And then I felt a responsibility that, okay, they have to learn. How serious they are. From there, I could see that they will ask me how to carry this practice on a daily basis. For this, again, they have to just, okay, read this book. No, you have to see that. You have to see that. You have to do it yourself together. Then it is like what do you call it? What is that? Internship. What's internship? It's not just like you read the book and then internship done, come. No, internship, you have to go there, do it, see that, and then you go to the actual job. So likewise, then I see this is very important for this again. So I come and we did that. So here also I can see that all of you, I see many of you new meaning with respect to me. From my point of view, you are new, and you're very serious. So because of which, the practice, don't expect that practice means that you have to go somewhere and then isolate yourself. No, this is fun. Your mind should keep improving. Your mind should keep improving. So whether you are in city, whether you are in the center, whether you are on your own, it doesn't matter. Some people, for example, like why we design the same practice in Tibet House once every month, supposed to be. Again, it's because that some people are there in Delhi who are so desirous of learning this thing, but because of the family responsibilities, little children there, so they cannot really come out to such centers. When I'm traveling from places, they cannot come. So we designed the same thing once every month in Delhi, so that people there can join who are desirous to learn how to do a daily practice. So the point is that your mind should improve. My mind should improve. Your mind should improve. Each one of us, we have to improve. For that matter, we have to learn. Don't expect that one day I'm retired, then I will get a time. That time will never come. If it does come, your body's already gone. You're already old age. You don't have the energy to do that. So right now, we learn and then try to do it. Say the morning which we're doing, this is complete. Believe it or not, it's complete. Don't look for, grass on the other side is better. So there was one gentleman who learned everything, and then he met with another teacher and again requested for some teaching. But before he made the request, please teach me somehow how to practice. And what he said, the good thing what he did was that he reported everything what he did, what he's doing in the morning to that teacher, and that teacher seemed to be smart. Teacher said that, wow, what you're doing is just amazing. There's nothing additional. Just continue what you're doing. You're getting it? So therefore, what the point is that what we do in the morning sessions, this is extremely complete, and you can add more if you like later on, but this much, if you can do it, is very complete. Just continuously do it and enrich it with deeper studies and reflection, and your morning practice will be enriched. For example, like, to be very honest, like 30 years ago, when I recite I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, Dhamma, this more like words. And I deliberately try to put meanings there, like meanings, deliberately. 5 years, 10 years, with all my efforts. So with all these many years of the practice the best I can. So now when I even saying these words, so you could just feel this connection with the Buddha. It's amazing. Without you, all this what I've learned will be totally empty from my side. And it's all because of your existence 2,500 years ago. That now these, what you taught, they're so becoming so meaningful, so alive, so true. Failing to know this, people like small children. I'm so fortunate that I went through this process. I got the chance to go through this process. Millions, billions, billions of people, they do not get this chance to go through this process. So therefore, you meet with them, you see that they are like small children, thinking so shallow, so narrow, just for themselves, just short term. They're gonna say big. I'm so fortunate. So when we recite this, even just this one verse, say like, for example, all composite things impermanent. Wow, all composite phenomena. How this brings it down at the age like 35. I'm 55, 56. And he, at 35, he made such a huge, big statement which holds true, amazingly true. How come that he's able to see big, such a huge reality, massive reality, all composite things impermanent? It is so true. Then, and out of love and affection that he taught this. And all contaminated things are suffering. Where self-centered, self-grasping ignorance is there, you're contaminated. inappropriate attention, the afflictions, then contaminant karmas, they disturb your mind, involuntary pull and push happens. That is misery. This is not your true state. Wow, amazing. Such a the one person who was just 35 years old, with like 20, 25, 20, 21 years younger than me. And he made such a huge statement, which is extremely true, and which governs the whole samsaric world. It's amazing. Then what is the cure? Everything is the nature, emptiness, selflessness. Wow, it's amazing. Nobody could imagine this reality. Everything is nature, emptiness, selflessness. And he taught it. All the past we call it saints, seers, saints. They just took for granted everything exists objectively. Oh, there's a concrete self, I as objective real, you as object real, whole world object real. There's some nirvana up there, object real, then we can take birth there. And he said this is all illusion. Where you have a belief that this object real, you are in samsara. Wow, that's amazing. And luckily, since my childhood, I am a very skeptic person. Very skeptic. I don't accept things easily, but I don't reject things easily. This is my personality since my childhood. So with the Buddha's teachings, okay, I could not understand what the Buddha taught, but his childhood personality extremely compassionate and extremely smart. He is my role model. This was my childhood thinking. I didn't know what he was teaching, what he taught. I could not understand it, but he's my role model. He's extremely kind and extremely brilliant, not a stupid person. Extremely brilliant. At the same time, very kind. I like this Buddha. So then continue exploring. No, I don't agree. I don't agree what he said. No, don't take this approach. This attitude will stop you from exploring further. No, the Buddha taught rebirth. I don't agree with him. The Buddha taught what? The Buddha nature. I don't agree with him. If this is your attitude, you will never improve. You will not explore. These are very the nuanced thinking. It requires extremely intelligent mind. And your mind can be intelligent. You can train to be intelligent. When you explore, when you keep thinking, when you keep studying, keep thinking, particularly the Arya Nagarjuna's works, Bodhisattva Shantarakshit, the Bodhisattva Arya Deva's works, Acharya Chandrakirti's work, His Holiness's works. Read these people who think deep and fast. So if you do that, your mind grows. Your mind grows. Then you can see the nuances. So every movement, for example, His Holiness is here. So he's just scans through. He could see every movement of body and what's going in mind. He could sense it. Whereas ordinary people like us, we have so fast in scanning what clothes they wear, what brand, right? We scan that. And he scanned it, what's going in your mind through your body language, like this, whatever position that you're sitting, from there he would figure out what's going in your mind. You're getting it? So this is difference in how your mind works. If you're trained, you can see the mind of the individuals. If you're not trained, you can see the clothes. You know, which brand, which style. Yesterday he was like this. Today he's like this. 2 days ago when I first met her, she's like this. You know, the hairstyle. This is the small children's scanning. The smart people scanning is just look at your personality. From there, you will see who is more matured in thinking, who is less matured in thinking, and who is more consistent, who is less consistent, and whose mind is straight, or whose mind be wavery, you know, too many wells, digging too many wells, and who are the people who are going straight like rocket. Just see all these things. You're getting it? So these are all through trainings. Okay, so what is practice? Practice means practice to grow in these qualities. Don't expect that you go to, you go to a secluded place, and then with the blessings of Guru, and Guru says something very secret. Wow, and then tomorrow you have realization, right? Then you become enlightened. No, it'll never happen. It'll never happen. The real, we call it pith instructions. The real pith instructions, what we studies, the in Praise of Dharmadhatu, these are the pith instructions. Pith instruction. It's not like a small text. A guru reads in the word secret for you confidentially. Read, and then blessing, pith instruction, and this is more precious than what Arya Nagarjuna taught. Stupid. Who is greater than Arya Nagarjuna? Who is greater than Buddha Shakyamuni? There's no one. So this is all an illusion. We create all illusions. It's so like Tibetan masters, they are greater than Buddha, they are greater than Arya Nagarjuna. Some people create that impression. There's a clear indication of their naivety. So what is Dharma practice? Don't expect that there's some place to go. Then when you're in the city, you think that I have to go to the center, then after Dharma practice. When you go to the center, then you see the, complication there. Not because of the center, because of your own self-grasping and self-centered attitude. Then you see complications. Then I heard that in Dharamsala, there are the retreatants. These are the practitioners. We are not, right? Then go there and meet with these teachers, masters there. You go there, they also have to cook food. You'll see the utensils, right? And then you sit there, and you see that again, some problems there. So what is real Dharma practice? Grow in your fearlessness, grow in your infinite happiness. Fearlessness, nobody can taught better than the wisdom of emptiness taught by the Buddha. Practice the wisdom of emptiness. Infinite happiness, practice universal compassion. If you don't do these two things, no matter what secular place, self-grasping and self-centered attitude, they will always come with you. And these two will continually disturb you. You're getting it? You will never see Dharma in anyone. Okay, so good. So with this in mind, 5 minutes of breathing meditation or shamatha practice. Ready? Okay, sit in proper position, back one upright. Just take 3 deep breaths. For the time being, don't think of anything else. Just take 3 deep breaths. Another set of 3. And focus on this breath. Whatever turbulence of the mind will relatively subside with this focus. Just keeping your mind blank, thinking nothing of anything else. Just focus on breath. Are you good? With this mind, visualize Buddha Shakyamuni, as Venerable Bidron said. Buddha Shakyamuni, His Holiness the Dalai, all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas in space in front of us, watching us with so much love and affection, embrace. And you surrounded by your 2 parents and all of our members, including children, all their messengers living on the side. And that you lead this practice, you are leading this practice, and you include everybody to join. You inspire everybody to join you in this practice, and they're happy to join you. Are you ready? 5 minutes. Yesterday we did the practice of renunciation, the 4 seals, with the guided meditation, or with instruction, without instruction. Yesterday with instruction, without. Okay, so today with. So meanwhile, as I said earlier, we need to learn a skill. All the skills we have to learn, and in other words, what I'm sharing with you, I'm also learning this. You're getting it? These skills I learned from my teachers. Not that they do, sir, please teach me the skill. Never like this. I observed what the teacher was doing. From there I learned it. You're getting it? Now I'm sharing the spoon feeding. I'm sharing. So while I share, I'll also learn a lot. How? In ways that I'm reinforcing this. I'm reinforcing this, making the synaptic connections with my brain stronger, to that in the future lifetimes, all these things come very naturally within yourself. This is my selfish interest. And for you, we never know. Some of you already may have these qualities. If you don't have this, learn this. This is a great, great, great opportunity for us to learn. Say, with instructions, without instructions, what is different? You're getting it? Oh yeah, with instructions, he's talking. Without instructions, I'm meditating. What are you doing? Just something blank comes. Then, ding, right? Okay, come out. And you have a sense that I did something. You did not do anything. You just keep your mind blank. It flows like this. You're getting it? So we have to build a habit whereby your mind works so meticulously. Say, where to engage. Where to hold, where to keep a break. All these, say, managing the emotions, subtle movement of the mind that's required. Not just like some practices, it's just like don't react, right? Don't react, just stay there. Don't react. That is good. But if you build this habit too strongly, then where you're required to act very quickly will not come. For example, where do you need to act very quickly? Where? Like, for example, medical issues, emergency issues. You're getting it? Where if you cannot attend to this patient for like 10 minutes, within 10 minutes, person will die. You have to act so fast, very effectively, right? And your mind, if you build a habit not to react, just observe, right? Under such an emergency, you'll keep observing. Habit, your mind has built the inertia not to react. So the point is that react doesn't mean bad. React there too. Involuntary reacting and voluntary reacting, these two are different. Involuntary reacting is a loss of your weakness. Voluntary reacting is your strength. You have to distinguish the two. So where the doctors should have a voluntary reaction, where it should have a spontaneous reaction in order to save the person effectively. So where if you don't learn this habit of engaging voluntarily at the right time, then the whole purpose is defeated. Particularly following the Bodhisattva path is to benefit the beings at the right time. So these bodhisattvas, well-trained bodhisattvas, their 1 moment, a single point of meditation is 100,000 times more effective than the Shravakas and Pradik Buddhas, personal liberation seekers. They meditate like this for 10 years, 20 years. And the Bodhisattva is just sitting in this position for like 5 minutes. That is much, much more effective. Their training is so refined. It is like a regular mechanic, untrained mechanic. Just go there, see and learn the mechanic, and does the work for like, trying his best to do for like 10 hours versus engineer, properly trained engineer. Just 5 minutes, look at him, he will see the weaknesses very fast. The quality is there, quality. One is without quality. So these are the things that we need to learn. These are skills that we need to learn. Okay, so when instruction given, right, just see what I did yesterday without instruction, and what things which he's adding, even the words that used, you're getting it? Even the words make a huge difference in your mind. For example, they say, I gave you, right? I gave you this. I offered this to you. Psychologically, it's a huge difference in your mind. I gave you the sense of ego there. I offer, there's a sense of humility there. These words, they make such impact in my, how to use words. And then say what are the steps included, and the how, first to the second, how the link is connected, how the link is made. You're getting it? It doesn't mean that I'm perfect. You're getting it? Just see that, learn, see the difference and see which is better. If yours one is better, do yours. You're getting it? Not necessarily what I do is the perfect, is better than yours. Sometimes, who knows? What you do can be better than mine. Do it yours, your way. But at least comparing the two, then you see that which is, you have to know both. Only if you know both, then you're in a position to say which is better. So this is how we should be doing. Good. Ready? Renunciation. Renunciation is to renounce the miseries, not to renounce the happiness. To renounce the miseries, we need to identify the root of the miseries and renounce the root of the miseries, the causes of the miseries. And the Buddha identified the cause of miseries when the Buddha taught, Ye dharma hetu prabhava. All these phenomena arise from the causes. Hetum desham tathagato hyabhata. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. So what are the causes taught by the Tathagata? This is very clearly indicated by Arya Nagarjuna. The season of karma afflictions is nirvana. Karma afflictions arise from inappropriate attention. This conceptualization of inappropriate attention arises from the elaboration of self-grasping ignorance, and this elaboration ceases with the wisdom of emptiness. Okay, so from there we see that the Buddha identified the ignorance is the root of all the miseries, and within the ignorance there are so many layers. While there are millions and millions of the kinds of versions of ignorance, Buddha identified 4 which are directly related to our miseries. Misconceiving impermanent phenomena as permanent, misconceiving impure things as pure, misconceiving miseries as happiness, misconceiving what is illusion-like nature as selfhood or objectified self. To counter with these 4 misperceptions or ignorances, the Buddha taught the 4 essentials, the 4 seals, and the first 3 consisting of the remedies to overcome these 4 misconceptions, and the 4th one is the resultant state of the renunciation, or the state of cessation, suffering, freedom from suffering. All composite things are impermanent. Composite, what is composed of material parts, directional parts, and temporal parts, meaning time, the parts in time. So physical body, physical world consists of directional parts as well as temporal parts. And the mind consists only of the temporal parts, it does not have the directional parts. And what is considered of these parts should necessarily be impermanent in nature. Because the fact that these parts don't remain static, they undergo change. So change connotes impermanence. And this impermanence is of 2 kinds, gross and subtle. The gross meaning, the visible impermanence, impermanence of death, impermanence of our youth, impermanence of the birthday parties, celebrations, your beautiful moments with the family, and the initial moments for the couples, the initial moments, the few days, few months, 1 or 2 years, and so forth. And gradually it becomes very different. Even if it's amazingly wonderful couple, still the relationship is very different. That feeling of that feeling of the initial feeling of euphoria simply disappears. And the Buddha taught, what is gathered disperses, what is accumulated exhausts, what stands for, and what is born dies. Yes, that's very true. Look at all the ruins of the forts, fortresses, anywhere in the world. These are the evidence of what the Buddha taught. Look at all these edicts on the stone pillars, which the so-called great kings erected 1,000 years ago. These are the proofs. These are the evidence of what the Buddha taught, the efficacy of what the Buddha taught. Julius Caesar, Genghis Khan, Mao Zedong, Alexander the Great. Where are they? They're gone. Where did they live? All these ruins that we can see now. These are the impermanence. Once anybody who hears the name Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, Genghis Khan, people are scared. People are traumatized. Now it just becomes like a story. It's just for small children to learn history. That's it. This impermanence. And particularly the beautiful moments in your life, they're gone. If there's any moment of joy that you experience, remember, you can enjoy this cheesecake or anything that you find is enjoyable. Enjoy, but before enjoying this, just give yourself a few seconds to think of that. If this too will pass, think of that, and then engage in it. The moment is gone. Again, revisit what you thought and what is that enjoyment. As you said, as you thought before, that even this enjoyment will go away. And it went actually. Wow. This is subtle change. This subtle change. So one point at a time, if you don't utilize a life meaningfully, you reach to a point, no doubt, we will, each one of us, you, me, will reach to a point where, in retrospect, you see all the wonders that you did, and they're no more there now. You cannot do. Your mind wants to do, but your body cannot do. And people, they just reject you as old and just useless, obsolete. Yes, it'll happen one day. Under this situation, my mind will be extremely feeling so lonely, dejected, and worthless. Yes, this is all because we could not, while you are still young, energetic, we cannot think of far away in time and in space. Whereas those people who could think of far away in time and space, they could plan accordingly. By the time they reach that age, people come to respect you. People come to learn from you. They value you. And you, whether people come or not, there's the inner joy increasing, soaring ever higher and higher and higher. A purpose fulfilled more and more and more. Okay, this impermanence of the reality, the gross impermanence, this holds true only if the changes, it's not like suddenly after 10 years, after 20 years, a change happened. No. The change that you see happening over the span of 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, 80 years is possible only if the change is happening on a yearly basis, monthly basis, weekly basis, daily basis, hourly basis, minute by minute basis, second by second basis, millisecond by millisecond. That's true. Okay, this is reality. Without these changes, what is called as a momentary change, the obvious change that we see as gross impermanence is not possible. So, which means all what is composite phenomena should necessarily have the momentariness involved, necessarily have the element of subtle change, subtle impermanence involved. Okay, which means that if we're able to see things in its true form very closely, all composite things are momentarily moving so fast, constant flux of change. Your bodies move so fast. Even your friends, they move so fast. The world in which we live, the food that we eat, the Thosamling, the beautiful place, even this changes so fast, moves so fast. It's very scary to experience that. Only if you reflect on this more constantly, deeply, then these realizations will come. This is known as the profound practice. Okay, so that is like that you are thrown into a very fast-moving train by an unknown person, a stranger, has thrown you into this fast-moving train. Okay, the faster the train moves, more the fear. Why? We don't know where this train is moving. Who decides where this train is moving? If the train, it's decided by the train driver. If the drives your mom or dad, it'll take you to this picnic spot. But if it is the terrorists or the train drivers and the dictators, the terrorists, it only take us to the slaughterhouse. In our case, the train driver is a mind. Unfortunately, this mind is dictated by this train driver is dictated by the worst of the contaminations, which is self-grasping ignorance and its offshoots in form of inappropriate attention, afflictions, and the contaminant karmas. As long as we're dictated by contaminations, it will only take us to the slaughterhouse like the miseries. Miseries like what? Sickness, aging, death, tension, depression, anxiety, anguish, the loss of near and dear ones, suffering of suffering change, the pervasive condition suffering. Okay. One moment of such a tragedy, misery, is good enough to nullify all the past moments of the merriments, the festivities, birthday parties, wedding ceremonies, marriage ceremonies, and so forth. All these, one moment of such a tragedy of having lost your near and dear ones is good enough just to shatter all the past moments of merriments and wonders, joys, into totally meaningless, gloomy, shallow, and totally the meaningless. True. And on top of that, tears continuously run through your eyes. True. It's acute, painful. Yes, this is reality. This reality is being this reality is being overwritten by the false facade of going out for holiday, new clothes, new experience, resolve. These are just a facade to cover up this reality, to let us forget this reality. Wise people, they will see the deeper inside what's behind this facade. These are wise people. Those who are just carried away by this facade, these are unwise people. And let us not, you and me, let us not be unwise, let us be wise. This is known as the Dhamma practice, not be carried away by the facade of your, say, the driving a new car, or smiling, attending to the birthday parties, and exchanging some gifts. These are just a facade. Behind that, deep miseries are there. Okay, yes, I understand that. So when will these miseries stop? When will these tears stop? These tears will never stop on their own. They will never stop on their own. Don't think that our miseries, they are like 2023 stopped on its own. No matter What do you do to stop it? Not stop it. It invariably stops. But impermanent phenomena doesn't mean that everything is like the class of impermanent phenomena whose continuum determines on their own. And this is a class of impermanent phenomena whose continuum will stop only if you put a concerted effort. What kind of effort is required? Effort to counteract a very powerful remedy is required, antidote is required. What is that antidote? Antidote which is directly in opposition to the cause of the miseries. What is cause of miseries? Self-grasping, ignorance. What is that remedy? Remedy lies in wisdom of emptiness. What is this wisdom? Wisdom, by the very definition, is a discerning mind who is able to objectivize with reality. What's the reality? The reality is what the Buddha indicated as the third seal. Everything is nature, emptiness, selflessness. Okay, what does it mean by that? Today, let's quickly meditate on the emptiness of somebody who you love so much. Okay, think of that person. How does this person appear to you? Like a dream that your mind is creating it, your mind is projecting it, or nothing to do with my mind. It is so well defined, objectively there. If the person is like projection of my mind, if I see that person as a projection of my own mind, then it's like just very much like how I'm just imagining this person where my emotional stirs, involved pull and push do not happen. Yes, on the contrary, I see the person so objective there. The mere sight of this person makes my mind to involuntarily be pulled. Okay, if you understand that this is how the person appears to as subject real, this is in lieu of the first essential identical object negation. How do we know this object negation exists or not exists? How do we evaluate that? That this mind believing or perceiving this or apprehending this person is which are real, that is ignorance. How can I know that this ignorance does not valid mind? Remember what Arya Nagarjuna taught. If the mirage is water, one not close by the mirage, see water. With a similar tone of reasoning, if this person who I love so much, if this person exists truly, objectively, why don't I see this person as a conclusive object? Okay, now let us go close to this object, which is technically referred to as subjectivist personal ultimate analysis. Subjective personal ultimate analysis, we just ignore whatever is not that person because we're only interested in objectively existing the person who you love so much. Okay, subjective personal ultimate analysis, we first see the thin of the skin of the person. Of course, that is not that person. The skin can be burned, but the person is still alive. Behind that, the fatty tissues. Behind that, the muscles, cartilages, the flesh, the whole bone, the whole skeleton, the heart, the lungs, the liver, the pancreas, kidneys, intestine, gallbladder. None of these constitute the solid parts of the body. The solid parts of the body constitute the element earth. None of the element earth is to be identified as intrinsically as one with the person, with this person. Yes. Okay. Element of water. 4 liters of blood which is pumped in and out by the heart to different parts of the body. Of course, that is not that person. Bleeding happens, but the person is still intact. Element of fire. 2,600 joules of energy of the person. Of course, that is not that person. In short, the body heat of the person is not the person. From distance, I can see the person. I cannot see the body heat. Element of air. 4.6 liters of air the person breathes in and out through his or her heart, through his or her lungs. Yes, of course, that is not that person. Element of space. 99.9% of the body of the person is vacuum. Even there's not that person, element of consciousness. The person is a male, the person is a female, and yet the mind of this person does have the gender. Gender is posited on the basis of the body. And also that I can see this person, but I don't see the person's mind. Okay. Now that subjecting this person to ultimate, to who you love so much, subjecting this person to the ultimate analysis, you just have to see the 6 elements. Tell me which of 6 elements is this person. You have to come too close to the object to look for this person. None of the 6 elements is the person. If you're sure of this, notice the second seal, second essential, is to understand the emptiness of objects being intrinsically one with its parts. If none of these 6 elements is identified as intrinsic as the self, remove them and see if the self exists as object is different from these parts. Remove the 6 elements, what is left? Nothing is left there. Are you sure of this? Yes. If you're sure of this, this is the third essential, is to understand the emptiness of objects being intrinsically different from its parts. And given that these are only 2 possibilities for this person to exist objectively, ruling out the 2 rules out the possibility for the person to exist objectively. Are you sure? Yes. This is fourth essential. Now tell me, what do you see? I just see 6 elements. Where is this person who you earlier saw objectively? Where is this? No way to be seen. I'm discovering that the person is empty of objective existence. Stay in this experience for a while. Wow. You will notice something. If you don't notice this, don't worry. In some cases, you may notice that the mind, there's something which becomes extremely serene and tranquil. Your mental state, extremely, which you notice that early moments there were always some degree of turbulence. The turbulence subsides. Why? Because failing to see emptiness, your mind is always in the turbulence created by the self-centered, self-grasping ignorance. The moment you get the glimpse of emptiness, self-grasping ignorance is shattered. The foundation for this turbulence stops. And all the turbulence, which are all they grounded on this self-grasping ignorance, this turbulence stops. This is amazing. You never experienced this before. It's an extremely tranquil experience. Or in some cases, a tinge of fear because of the clash between this new realization of emptiness versus the chronic disease of self-grasping ignorance. Or goosebumps can come in a body with a sense of surprise that a new reality, a deeper reality is discovered. Or cold waves flowing through your body, or tickling sensations on the body. If any of these things happen, you're very fortunate. Yet, it doesn't mean that you have realized emptiness. Yes. If you think that, oh wow, I've realized emptiness, full stop, that's a dead end, you will not go further in the realization of the deeper emptiness. Wise people, this is your experience. Don't worry that it will disappear. It will not disappear. If you explore more, you will discover more deep. Okay, this amazing experience, but although it's so profound, what's the benefit of this? Yes, just as this self dissolves when subject ultimate analysis in the experience of emptiness, likewise all your misery, stress, tension, depression, anxiety, anguish, and so forth, the pain of the losing the endurance, and so forth, in the form of mental disturbance, mental agitation, in the form of sorrow, when subject them ultimate analysis, likewise, they will likewise dissolve in that thin experience, vast array of the experience of emptiness. The moment these sorrows dissolve, feeling of lightness, instant, extremely beautiful feeling of lightness dawns in you. Absolute peace dawns in you. This is known as the transcending source, absolute peace, the fourth seal. Okay, just a mind's experience of the emptiness where all your sorrows dissolve. And a very profound peace, absolute peace, soars in the mind, dawns in the mind. Just generate very strong aspiration. May I have a stable experience of this wisdom to see this emptiness where all my sorrows are dissolved and transcended. Stay in this experience for a while. That is the ultimate understanding of renunciation. Slowly come to practice for a few seconds to move to the next bodhicitta practice. After the renunciation, moving to bodhicitta, I'm doing water. It's not necessary. You're getting it. This is not ritual. You may think, okay, after this, then you have to drink water. Right? Because I was talking. Yeah, meditation, when I do that on my own, I don't talk. You're getting it? And you don't find water next on my table. Right? This is not a ritual. Don't think this ritual. If I don't say this, many people, they are following everything by the letter. Oh, what he used to do after the renunciation, then he used to drink water. You keep water there, right? Okay, these are all rituals. Stay away from the, what do you call it, obsolete rituals. Not that all rituals are bad. Some rituals are so important, but some are obsolete. Some are just created by people. Well, okay, let's say that maybe after 10 years, then say you have your own students. Joel has his own students. Then okay, I have to lead them meditation. What does Geshe used to do 10 years ago? Oh, renunciation. Then after renunciation, he used to drink water. Hey, where's your water? It's required. Because he used to do that, right? And then all the students, they always have a bottle, and all the marks should be same, right? Marks should be with the blue color. And the bottle, not regular other bottles like this bottle, right? And it'll go into the script in his book, right? And the students will take it very seriously. This is the liturgy from our teacher, Joel sir, Venerable Joel, right? Oh, and then what? And in many cases, it can come like Joelism, right? We are following Joelism Buddhism, right? And they mark all these things are there. Okay, then it becomes a tradition, and the students will take it very seriously. Some very stubborn students will make sure if this is missing, then you are not loyal to the tradition, right? This is how many of the unnecessary traditions developed. You're getting it? So we should not forget the core. What the Buddha taught, many of things, they come because they're made by the people who did not understand the Dharma. Okay, good. Ready? Bodhicitta. Let us reinforce the visualization of all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas in the space in front of us as so loving, caring, embracing. This is the key, so loving, caring, embracing. The manner in which the mother just exudes the facial expression of love towards the child when the mother sees the child. when the mother sees you as a child, as her only child. And for you, your parents, your children, your family members, all the demonstration beings with you. And you are the mother for them. Your face exuding with love and affection towards each of the sentient beings. Okay, for the Bodhicitta, we'll do the first two immeasurables. Okay, first, immeasurable compassion. When we do the four immeasurables, when we do the four immeasurables, then actually there's no difference. We should come first, particularly the first two, immeasurable loving kindness and immeasurable compassion. There's no difference. But people, they're so particular, so finicky. No, the text says, no, you practice this and your compassions grow. People are so finicky about this, fussy about this. It's totally unnecessary. But for me, in order to comply with the meaning of the text, we do the immeasurable loving kindness first. But when I do only two, then the compassion first, loving kindness next. Okay, for the purpose, first you take the miseries, let the person be freed from miseries, then you give happiness. But it's not necessary. You can do it in whichever way you like. Okay, immeasurable compassion. How good would it be that all my dear sentient beings are freed from suffering and the cause of suffering? Cause of suffering primarily consists of self-grasping ignorance and all its offshoots and a self-centered attitude. May all my dear sentient beings be free from suffering and the cause of suffering. I'll take the responsibility that all my dear sentient beings are freed from suffering and the cause of suffering. The Buddhist Bodhisattvas, witnessing their making such a courageous commitment, like the mother after all this many years raising children. Today, the eldest daughter just aged 12 and the eldest son just aged 11. Two of them come to the mother, telling the mother, please take rest. You have done everything for us. You can't imagine how much you love us. We also love you so much. We are grown up now. We take care of us, all our siblings. And the mother could not believe her eyes in ears to feel the child, such a tender young child's love and affection, sense of responsibility. You're so proud and happy. This is exactly what happens to all Buddhist Bodhisattvas. And this happiness and joy of the Buddhist Bodhisattvas invoke the omniscient minds, compassionate omniscient minds of the Buddhist Bodhisattvas to send for nectar is very soothing as towards you and ultimate sentient beings. The mere touch of light nectars with the Buddhist beings yours washes over all the miseries and the cause of miseries from the minds of sentient beings yourself. And you witnessing such a miraculous happening towards all the sentient beings, you're intensely happy. Take 3 deep breaths, sound with relief. Immeasurable loving kindness. How good would it be that all my sentient beings are endowed with happiness and the causes of happiness? The causes of happiness primarily consisting of the most fearless mind of the wisdom of emptiness, and the most appealing mind of the Bodhicitta, universal compassion Bodhicitta. May all my dear sentient beings be endowed with happiness and the causes of happiness. I'll take the responsibility that all my dear sentient beings are endowed with happiness and the causes of happiness. The Buddhist Bodhisattvas, witnessing that you are making such a courageous commitment, their intense happy and proud of you. This happiness of pride invoke their compassion omniscient minds to send forth nectars for soothing lights towards you and all sentient beings. Their mere touch of lights and nectars with the bodies beings yours instills in all happiness and the cause of happiness in the minds of all sentient beings. And you, witnessing such miraculous happiness towards all sentient beings, you're intensely happy. Take 3 deep breaths, sound the relief. Underscore all the 4 immeasurables, and particularly these 2 immeasurables, is the unconditional love. Just about its experience of unconditional love towards all the beings. With folded hands, we'll make a bodhicitta commitment 3 times together wholeheartedly. even if it is superficial, it doesn't matter. This is the meaning of the practice. If it is not superficial, we don't need to practice it. It's already there within you. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all my dear mother sentient beings. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all my dear mother sentient beings. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all my dear mother sentient beings. Slowly transform this beautiful mind of the universal altruistic bodhicitta into a spotlessly clean moon disk, horizontally sitting with the heart. Okay, this is amazing that you decided to, you made this incredibly great, courageous commitment to become Buddha. But how can you become Buddha? Yes, the Buddha nature is within me. The gold is within me. The amazing jewel is with the most precious jewel is within me. It's only obscured by the mental defilements. Remove the mental defilements, and the jewel of the Buddhahood is always there within me. Okay, how can we remove these mental defilements? But it's sort of a very powerful remedy. What is the remedy? The remedy is the non-dual wisdom of the Arya Bodhisattvas. What is it like? Okay, let's quickly retrieve the experience with emptiness, which we meditated as the 3rd seal. Okay, think of that person who you love so much and how this person appeared to you. So object real. This is self-grasping ignorance, believing that this person exists so object real. How do you know that it does not exist that way? Remember what Arya Nagarjuna taught. If the mirage were water, why not those close by the mirage see water? If this person would exist objectively, why don't see this person as a go closest object? Okay, now let's subject this person to ultimate analysis. We see that person is nothing but made of 6 elements: element earth, element water, element fire, element of air, element space, element consciousness. Okay, tell me, which of the 6 elements you have gone too close to this object in our ultimate analysis? Which of the 6 elements is to identify as intrinsic as the one with as a person? None. Then see if the person exists as different from these 6 elements. None. Remove the 6 elements, nothing's there. Tell me now. Where is this person who you earlier saw so objectively well defined out there? Where is this? To my surprise, it disappears. I'm discovering. It's not that I'm inventing. I'm discovering that this person is empty from the object. It's just like a dream that it appeared. The person appears. I discovered that from the object there's nothing to identify as this person. Okay, stay in this experience for a while. Slowly transform this amazingly fearless mind of the wisdom of emptiness into a spotless, clean, thumb-size, white Vajra, vertically sitting on the Buddhist heart. Okay, this is amazing. Now you have the blaze of the non-dual bodhicittas. The moon is symbolic of the conventional bodhicitta, which is the altruistic intention of bodhicitta, desiring to become Buddha for the benefit of demonstration beings. This will guarantee to exterminate the self-centered attitude. And Vajra is symbolic of the ultimate bodhicitta, which is the non-dual wisdom of Arya Bodhisattvas. This will guarantee that all the mental defilements, be it afflictive obscurations or the counter obscurations, all will be eradicated, cleansed completely, purified completely. Okay. And the Buddha energy inside, the jewel of the Buddha energy manifests into the form of total fearlessness and infinite happiness. Yes. Let's not forget that you have 2 parents, your children, all the family members, all demonstration beings are suffering terribly in samsara, all because of the ignorance and self-centered attitude. Yes, genuine, very strong compassion towards them. And this compassion invokes the Vajramuni to heart to multiply infinite number of times. Share one side of the Vajramuni at the heart of your mother, one side at the heart of your father, one side each one of the family members including children, and one with each of the sentient beings here in Thosamling, the human beings, animals, insects, the dogs outside, the cows, the spirits, hungry ghosts, hell beings, god and goddess spirits, everyone. And share one self-Vajramun with each of the beings here in India, in your own country, in the world, in the entire Milky Way galaxy, in the entire universe, every creature in the vast oceans, in the wilderness, they all got a share of the Vajramun from you. Okay. Let's not forget that all the Buddhist Bodhisattvas are watching us. Why not we invite all the Buddhist Bodhisattvas to bless us, to be our guests, to be our witness, to undertaking the ceremony of taking the undertaking the ceremony of taking the aspiration Bodhisattva vow. So as just making this request to all Buddhist Bodhisattvas, let us slowly stand up to make 3 prostrations along with all the demonstration beings. page 50. Okay, since that we already know the meanings of the verses, I'm not going to explain it more. Okay, just visualize all Bodhisattvas with us, and they just make it extremely vibrant and something so moving in your mind. Imagine that you as a little girl or little boy, just age 4 or 5, for the first time in your life, you're making a public appearance on behalf of the school, and your parents knowing about that. Whatever they have to they leave behind, whatever they have to do that day to join the audience, waving the hands to you, to give you moral support, and feeling so proud, so happy to see what you're doing. And you seeing your parents, you're so happy. This is exactly what all the Buddhist Bodhisattvas are feeling today. They're so happy to see what you're doing today. So they, as you requested, they just give you such assurance that we are here, yes, as your witness, as your guests, and we feel so happy and proud of what you're doing today. And you, as a little girl, little boy, extremely responsible. You bring with you all your siblings to make sure that even siblings, they get a chance to do what you're doing. They also are, they say, being extremely wholesome. And this is exactly what you're doing to bring all your demonstration beings with you in this undertaking of the taking the aspirant Buddhist of the vow. So with this mind, let's wholeheartedly say this, the first verse 3 times together, wholeheartedly. I go for refuge to the Triple Gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddha in my heart. I go for refuge to the Triple Gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddha in my heart. I go for refuge in the Triple Gem. I confess the negativities individually. I rejoice in the virtues of all the beings. I hold the precious Buddha in my heart. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please be here to me. Just as previous Buddhas have generated the Madhu Bodhicitta, and just as they successfully dwell in the Bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the Madhu Bodhicitta, and likewise shall I too successfully train in the Bodhisattva practices. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please be here to me. Just as the previous Buddhas have generated the Madhu Bodhicitta, and just as they successfully dwell in the Bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the Madhu Bodhicitta, and likewise shall I too successfully train the Bodhisattva practices. Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please be here to me. Just as the previous Buddhas have generated the Madhu Bodhicitta, and just as they successfully dwell in the Bodhisattva practices, likewise for the benefit of all sentient beings, I will generate the Madhu Bodhicitta, and likewise shall I too successfully train the Bodhisattva practices. Feel the joy over having received the aspirant Bodhisattva vow, and in fact this has never happened before in the past lives for us, and today this is happening. This is amazing. Let's not forget that this is this is such a meaning given to your life, and like the mother, they seeing that after hearing all these many years, hearing the complaints from the school about you as a little girl, little boy, a complaint about you, and today when the school principal comes again, the mother feels the same thing. What kind of complaint? And the school principal said, no, we came here to congratulate you. Oh, what for? That your daughter, your son, two of them I appointed the best students of the school for this year. And the mother could not believe her eyes and ears. She was moved to tears to hear this good news after all the many years of receiving the complaints. This is exactly what is happening to all Buddhist Bodhisattvas. They are so happy and proud of you, what you've done today. While all these many innumerable lifetimes, they only wish you to engage in virtues so that you'll have happiness. That they wish each one of us to abandon the negativities, non-virtuous minds, so that we don't have to suffer at all. And on the contrary, we have been just doing the opposite of what the Buddhist Bodhisattvas they wish for us. We embrace all the negativities and continue to suffer endlessly. We shun the cause of the miseries, and we're deprived of happiness. This is what unfortunately has been doing thus far. But today, what you did is something so precious. And Buddhists, Bodhisattvas, they feel so proud of you. And this pride and happiness invoke the Vajra moon at the hearts of all the Buddhist Bodhisattvas to multiply infinite number of times. And this Vajra moon, in like rain shower, they descend to merge with the one that you visualize your heart, thereby becoming non-dual, stabilized, and blessed. Likewise, all these innumerable attributes of Vajra moon from Buddhist Bodhisattvas, like rain shower, they descend to merge with the one that you visualize at the heart of your mother, at the heart of your father, at the heart of each one of your children and family members, and each of the sentient beings here in Thosamling. They talk outside, all the insects, all the spirits, hungry ghosts, helpings, god and goddesses, and all these creatures in India, in your own country, in the world, in the Milky Way galaxy, and the entire universe, thereby becoming non-dual, stabilized, and blessed. Okay, that's amazing. Now you feel so comfortable, so happy. What this really deserves, this moment deserves to be celebrated. And of all the gifts that you can think of making to your dear messenger beings, there's nothing greater than this gift of the Vajra moon to each of the beings. And today you have done it. And of all the offerings that you can make to Buddhist Bodhisattvas, this is the greatest offerings. And today you have made this offering to all Buddhist Bodhisattvas. And of the purpose, the meaning of life, there's nothing greater than the purpose of this life. What you've done today, taking the aspiration Bodhisattva vow, this will guarantee you the ultimate goodness for yourself and ultimate goodness for others, known as the two ultimate benefits. Ultimate benefit for yourself, to experience fearlessness and infinite for yourself, and they bring ultimate goodness for others, the fearlessness and infinite happiness for all other beings. There's nothing greater than this. And today, you have given this meaning to your life. Wow, that's amazing. All these wonders are happening. Of course, you being so wise that you have the choice to do bad things and to do this wonder. And yet today you choose this. And this requires support, blessings, guidance from Buddhist Bodhisattvas. And today, all these wonders, magic is happening with your determination to engage in this, and it actually happened because of the blessings of all Buddhist Bodhisattvas. So, as a gesture of thank all the Buddhist Bodhisattvas, let us slowly stand up along with all demonstrations beings to make 3 prostrations to all Buddhist Bodhisattvas. Okay, page 51. So as we already know now, that this practice is so precious. And if this much we can do on a daily basis, we see that and of course, along with this practice requires to be enriched, to make it more and more powerful every day by day, if not day by day, month by month, year by year. And at the same time, we need to remember that what about next lives? 2 things to be connected with, to make sure that our mind connects with this teaching in the future lifetimes. Number 2, once connected, that we rigorously engage in this practice. These two things should happen. If not, then it's back to square one. So we have to prepare now. Prepare from now. So the first verse is for the purpose of connecting. Meanwhile, keep in mind that the way to create the even this to connect with, to be connected with the Buddha Dharma is because of the cosmic conditions. Ye Dharma Hetu Pra. Everything, including your connection with the Buddha Dharma, including your no connection with the Buddha Dharma, including rigorous engaging, including coming to Thosamling, everything is determined by the previous causes. So we have to create the cause. And the cause for connecting with the Dharma is, of course, one, to include them in form of very powerful prayer, and number two, to create these situations, environments for other people. For example, like you meet with, say, when you go to McLuhan's, and then you're bound to meet with, strangers there, and you talk about the Dharma, just in a very skillful way, encourage them to go into the practice of bodhicitta, practice of wisdom of emptiness, study, direct them, give them some directions, so that we're encouraging others in this direction. And when you see somebody who's doing good, rejoice, no jealousy. Rejoice. Wow, so good. Rejoice. And those who are not going, partly going, encourage them to push them a little, at this skillfully. And then who are not going, just mention about His Holiness, even to hear this word, His Holiness, that Dalai Lama, it'll leave amazing imprint in the mind. So this will take them to the next step. And then the next step to the next. So this is how we can think of helping the sentient beings. This will help us in the next life, that we are connected. Because we create the conducive factors, and the results will come to us. Once connected, then the joy should be triggered, so that we rigorously engage in practice. Otherwise, it's very dangerous. That what next life, we never know. For example, okay, this is something relevant to you. Particularly people, you come in the morning, which means that you have this in your mind, you have the desire to do something, you can easily sleep for an extra 2 hours. You don't do that. So which means that you have the desire to do this practice. So what happened was that these two things are so important. Why? At the time Buddha, Shariputra, Arat Shariputra, he was respected as the one, the disciple of Buddha, who is most brilliant in intelligence, Shariputra. And he had his own students, meaning that he's a student of Buddha Shakyamuni, his students also students of Buddha Shakyamuni, but then the students, they learned from him also. And particularly there was one who was considered as the most prolific, or the greatest physician in the world. World meaning in the world of that particular kingdom. And Grace, and he happened to be a student of Shariputra. And his devotion to his teacher was that, so because he is extremely famous and popular, so at that time, around that place, around the kingdom, is that Buddha is the greatest physician of the mind, and this physician is the greatest physician of the body. This is his renown. And he was a student of Shariputra. And what was his respect? What was the degree of the respect to his teacher? That when because of his fame, popularity, so, people would invite him, the big people, they would kings, ministers, they would invite him to their place. And when they invited him, they would give a treat with on the horses, elephants, and giving this a great treat. And even if he's riding on an elephant, and from distance, if he sees his teacher, he will not take time to alight, get down, be leisurely. No, he would jump. Even if he's hurt, it doesn't matter, out of respect for his teacher. Seeing the teacher walking, and he on an elephant, he cannot think of this. He would jump Even if he's hurt, he's happy to be hurt, feel injured, rather than alighting very freely, elegantly. No. So this was among the respect that he had to his teacher. One day he passed away. Then the Shariputra, his teacher, so he was just wondering where his student had taken birth, and he came to sense that he took birth in the heaven. And Shariputra, he wanted to go to continue to give teachings to him. So Shariputra, with miracle power, he went there, and with the alms ball in his hand, with the stick, the religious stick in his hand, with the rose, he was standing on the side of the road. He knows that, and his student, now a god, is coming on a chariot. He could, through his clairvoyance, he knew that. He was waiting there. And all the host of the young, god and goddesses, they were in the chariot, coming along, passing by Shariputra. And then all these god and goddess, young god and goddesses, they even did not notice the presence of Arhat Shariputra on the road, because they are so intoxicated by the wonder of the God realm. You're getting it? So intoxicated. They were chatting to each other. They were so intoxicated, absorbed in their own, wow, like this. And then I don't know, TikTok and so forth. Right? But for them, whatever they have, they were so intoxicated. And this God, young God, male God, who is the reincarnation of Shariputra's student, who is a physician, he also took birth in that area, was influenced by the environment. Who said yesterday influence? Okay, somebody said influence, societal influence of this, and he was also intoxicated in this, wow, so forth. And then he, out of deep connection, spiritual connection with his teacher, he noticed Shariputra. What did he do? Shariputra came all the way from planet Earth to give teachings to him. And what did he do? He noticed Shariputra and said, bye, and left. Right? And the rest of the god and goddess, they even did not notice the presence of Shariputra there. So intoxicated by the youth, by the wonder of the God realm. And why he said bye, noticed and said bye and left, why? Because of the karmic connection. That karmic connection, but still, although that connection was very strong, that karmic connection was overridden by the intoxication of the God and Goddess realm. You're getting it? So therefore, it is very dangerous. So it says that the best place to take birth for the Dharma practice is the human realm. In the God realm, you'll be intoxicated. Particularly, people who have the problem with the gadgets, right? Who are addicted to the gadgets. Then the Goddess realm, but gadgets are nothing. The gadgets that we have, this is just nothing. There are many intoxicating materials there in God and Goddess. Wow, wow, right? Gadgets, you spend like 8 hours, sometimes 3 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours on the gadgets, and there 24 hours, wow, finish, no Dharma. So that is very dangerous. We can easily get lost without Dharma in the God and Goddess realm. Is very dangerous. So therefore, we include them in the form of very powerful prayers. Okay, this is just a little bit for your information. Now let's read the verses, page 51. Throughout my future lifetimes, may always be guided by the compassionate Buddha and be able to uphold the true precious Buddha even at the cost of my life. Throughout my future lifetimes, may always be guided by the compassionate Buddha and be able to uphold the true precious Bodhicittas even at the cost of my life. Throughout my future lifetimes, may always be guided by the compassionate Buddha and be able to uphold the true precious Bodhicittas even at the cost of my life. In order to further increase this bodhicitta from now on, Those with discernment who have lucid seized and awakened mind of bodhicitta in this way should highly praise in the following manner. Today my life has borne fruit. Having well obtained this human existence, I've been born in the family of the Buddha and now in one of Buddha's children. Thus, whatever actions I do from now on must be in accord with the family. Never shall it disgrace or pollute this noble and unsullied race. Just like a blind man discovering a jewel in a heap of rubbish, likewise by some coincidence an awakened mind has been born within me, is the supreme ambrosia that overcomes the sovereignty of death, is the inexhaustible treasure that eliminates all poverty in the world, is the supreme medicine that quells the world's disease, is the tree that shelters all beings wandering and tired on the path of conditioned existence. It is the universal bridge that leads to freedom from unhappy states of birth, is the dawning moon of the mind that dispels the torments of disturbing conceptions, is the great sun that finally removes the misty ignorance of the world. It is the quintessential butter from the churning of the milk of Dharma. For all those guests traveling on the path of conditioned existence who wish to experience the abundance of happiness, this will satisfy them with joy and it shall place them in supreme bliss. Today, in the presence of all the protectors, I invite the world to be guests at a festival of temporary and ultimate delight. May gods, demigods, and all feel joyful. I dedicate the merit thus gathered towards the realization of the deeds and the prayers of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas for 3 times, and to the upholding of the doctrine of scripture and insight. May in all lives, through the force of this merit, never separate from the 4 wheels of the Maya vehicle, and accomplish all the stages of the path, renunciation, perfect in the 2 stages. From my 2 collections, vast the space that I've amassed, from working with effort in this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds wisdom eyes blinded ignorance. Yata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvatyata Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvaha. 3 precisions together.